We're all ready. It's a beautiful day. You have such a beautiful singing voice. Did you know that? Yeah. Well,
You ain't nothing.
You ain't nothing but a hound.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Quiet.
All right. Even just wait. All right. There ain't nothing to it but to do it. Hey guys, welcome to the Around the Couch podcast. You guys might notice that someone's missing, but we're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to introduce everybody first. Now, to the right of me, we have a great friend of mine. Not you, but a great friend of mine.
Ali A.
Ali, you're not Ali A, but we got Ali A.
Your boy, Brother Love.
Brother Love. And next to him, first, hold on, sorry, Alan. My girlfriend Maria is going to be substituting for Glizzy G today. Glizzy G is not available as he is grinding, hustling. I don't care.
We got Money Maria.
Money Maria, yeah. Money Maria is here. But that's not the guest we really want to introduce here. Sorry. That's not the guest we really want to introduce. That's not the guest. Kurt, introduce the guest. A very special guest.
I wish we had the clap.
Oh, hold on.
The clap.
No, that's good. That's good enough. That's good enough.
All right. We got my man, digital creator, science and tech enthusiast, host of 2 podcasts, not one but 2 podcasts.
I can barely run.
Mario Kart champion, Alwin The Sheriff.
How I get down? Yes, Alwin The Sheriff is in the building.
Yes, sir. Alwin The Sheriff.
In the building.
2 podcasts. I couldn't. It's hard running one.
Yeah,
It's hard running one.
it really is, man. I mean, the first one I pretty much do everything myself, but the second one is it's a lot easier because I have friends who are doing it with me. We obviously split the work.
We're gonna get to those podcasts, but first since you're new, you're a guest on our podcast, we want to tell us a background story of your life of growing up or how you got into making these. Just a little background so the viewers can know who you are.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, I didn't really grow up as a science and tech enthusiast. I mean, first off, Gaithersburg, Maryland, born and raised. Mother was an immigrant, came straight here from West Africa, Sierra Leone, and Ghana. Shout out. Well, my father's Ghana, my mother's Sierra Leone. So shout out to both those countries right there. Gaithersburg, Maryland, born and raised. My mom didn't have a single penny in her pocket. She raised all 5 of us. Coming from really, really humble beginnings. And I didn't really grow up as a science and tech enthusiast. I was actually really, really goofy. And I think that's where most of my energy came from. So just growing up as a kid, trying to make sense of the world. I was also extremely curious. So just growing up, trying to make sense of the world, being extremely goofy, and just trying to find ways to creatively express myself. That was always, that was always the move. And I didn't really start becoming much of a science and tech enthusiast until, I'll probably say during my late years of community college, because that's when I was studying business, and I found that I was much more passionate about the impact that scientific and technological developments within startups were having on people's lives, as opposed to, the day-to-day, do this, do that, I'm your manager, I'm the CEO, and I want to boss you around and make a whole bunch of money off you and exploit you, and all that different stuff. But I became much more obsessed, heavily passionate about, the scientific and technological developments that a lot of these startups were, getting involved in. And I saw that, and I was like, you know what? Not only am I extremely passionate about this, but I want to be able to express myself, around these subjects. So, I figured why not hop on social media, start talking about a whole bunch of them, turn people's worlds upside down, be myself at the same time while I'm online, just being the funny, weird, goofy dude that I am, and just having a great time. And that's where I just have really derived most of my energy. Just, as a young kid, I was always goofy, I was always curious, and I also had a bit of an entrepreneurial spirit to me. So I can't say that I randomly fell into, kind of the business, my business major when I was in community college. I mean, to be completely honest, even before community college, I started my own neighborhood servicing business. In community college, I started my own mobile valeting app with some friends. We got 3rd place in one of the biggest business pitch competitions back at Montgomery College. I was working on a variety of different video production projects while I was at the University of Maryland, just to further express the fact that, I've always loved working on projects in general. It's not just business ventures. So, yeah, that's where I've just really derived a lot of my energy. And I just love expressing myself every single day on subjects like that,
I definitely see it a lot through your Instagram. Usually when I'm looking at your Instagram, literally, you'll I like how you explain your topics at least because you bring that goofy side to it. Because you're literally you're kind of going nuts with it, but you're like, wait, Alwin's giving me facts right now, and it's facts that I wasn't really even thinking about. And so I do appreciate the content you're bringing to Instagram and stuff right now.
Yeah, man, definitely. I mean, I just want to make sure that I'm in a way kind of. I want people to learn about these things that are happening in the world. I want people to be privy to them because I feel like every single day all we see is just the terrors that are happening on TV, with Ukraine being attacked or, COVID or monkeypox, all this different stuff that we're hearing about. It's like we as, especially people within our generation, it's just, the world is going to, can I curse on here? No?
You can do anything you want.
Yeah, we don't care.
No,
Before you do it.
Just for safety.
Just for safety.
Yeah, just for safety. Everybody thinks we're going to HE double hockey sticks. The world, everybody thinks that the world is imploding, everything is crashing down around us. But I've always tried my best to have an optimistic mindset where I say, okay, well, we have all this stuff going on, so what are the solutions? What are things that people are doing in the world right now to help combat that? So we've seen, gene editing technology, which can probably help us brace for the elements. We've seen, different renewable energy technologies that have helped, pull, carbon sucking technologies that have helped pull carbon dioxide out of the air. We're looking at different renewable energies right now. So for me, it's just always been a matter of, getting people hip to what else is going on in the world. And if we do get past this moment in time where there's so much destruction and there's so much, sadness and depression and, I'm not saying that, people shouldn't feel that way. I'm just saying I want to show people the other side of things, and so once we do get past this point of, all this destruction and all this craziness that we're seeing in the media, I think that we as a species can really evolve to become, the apexes of the universe.
Yes.
I love to see, how we've evolved and what we're constantly working on every single day. And I just want to shed light on that, and I want to do it through my personality. Shoot, why not?
Why not, actually? Damn.
So okay. How do you infuse the two? Like, you take the comedy aspect and, like, what's your inspirations of infusing, like, the science and tech and comedy and infusing it into? Because before you, other, like, content creators, I never really seen it done like that.
Yeah, man. I mean, maybe if you could simplify that question a little bit more. So you're asking what's the technical process behind it?
What's your process?
Yeah, so
when you create your, like, videos.
Look, for me, everybody knows that, again, like, as I've said before, I didn't really grow up a science and techie type of guy. I kind of, it's something that I grew to invest myself more and more in, during my years in college. And so right off the bat, not a lot of people understand the ideas that are coming out of science and tech and stuff like that, or just companies in general and what they're talking about. It's just like, this stuff is just, you know what I mean? All this stuff is just for the people who really understand it, and a lot of this stuff is technical. But so for me, I just really go through the process of trying to understand what exactly it is that I'm reading before I even go straight into making content about it. And I want to be able to try to simplify it in a way so much so that even an elementary schooler can grasp what I'm saying. I think that's the reason why a lot of my videos are very short and I'm talking in a very simple way, because I just really want people to understand it as best as best as I can possibly express it. And so, and I used to have conversations, with my friends about this. It's like, why are you, you know what I mean? I used to doubt myself sometimes. It's like, I don't know anything about this. I didn't grow up a science or tech type of guy. This isn't my space. I feel kind of weird about talking about this stuff, but it interests me. It intrigues me. It pulls me in. And this is where my passion lies. It's like, it intrigues me.
I like the way you really
the-
mean that shit.
I don't know why that was
Yeah,
so
why,
weird.
why are you saying it like that, girl? What
Because
the?
that's how he said it.
No, you're saying it a little different. He said
That's how-
intrigue.
no,
No,
he
no,
said
no,
intrigue.
no,
You
no,
know,
no.
side
He
note,
said
I don't know,
intrigue.
like,
You
one
said
time I was just up.
intrigue.
I was up at a random time,
Intrigued.
and I was on the
Like the
Around the
joke?
Couch page,
Uh.
and I started watching your videos, and they were actually pretty hilarious. And
Why'd you say that? Actually, pretty hilarious.
uh,
Why'd he say that? Actually, pretty
It's
hilarious.
all good. I didn't even take a
hey,
picture.
look, hey,
That's crazy.
I wasn't born here. Okay,
That's
my English not that good.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it's like nah, but
They were really funny. I apologize.
nah, you're good, Matt. Believe
I
me.
can't say anything. Apparently.
I have the
drink
exact
this.
same missteps, so don't even. It's all good. Like,
Thank
and
you. You know, someone who
that's why-
understands me.
That's why it gets to a deeper level of like emotional intelligence and shit. So it's all just excuse my language.
Oh,
I just
These Neanderthals won't understand it.
say.
yeah, but no. Shoot.
K-U-R-T.
Yeah, what was I saying before? Yeah, just yeah, it really pulls me in, and so when it comes to finding content, whether I'm scrolling through, I don't know if you guys ever heard of this app called Feedly, which basically aggregates all of the information that you're particularly interested in, and just turns it into a feed, of like articles you can scroll through. So basically, I just took science, technology, psychology, all that other different stuff. And so it just aggregates all my information for me. And so I'm literally just in my room scrolling through all these articles like, yo, which one is the most groundbreaking? Which one is the most revolutionary? All this stuff is extremely awesome. Take like 20, maybe 25 minutes, read through it, really try to ingest it, understand it. And then once I'm done from there, I just start thinking about the humor that surrounds it. And then I start thinking about the type of personality that I want to bring to, kind of like express, the way I feel about it and stuff like that. So that's kind of, I know it's not the easiest way to understand the process, but, hopefully that kind of gives you just a general idea of how I go about doing it. And shoot, I mean, maybe to throw a little bit more in there, I have a document, and, I'm pretty sure most content creators at this point need something to at least be able to scribble on, make notes, have an idea of where most of their ideas are going to go. So I have a document, I'll throw some ideas on there, throw some scripts on there, have an idea of what I'm going to say, what I'm going to focus on. And then from there, just make the content and distribute the heck out of it.
Okay. I actually have a question on that. This is just, unless you haven't spoken, so maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
go ahead.
So all the content that you post, which platform do you prefer like the most, or which platform are you the most comfortable with, or that you see the most like
That's a good
like-
question.
like you're doing the best in?
Yeah, man, that's a really good question. Yeah, man, I'm gonna keep it real with you. It's IG. It's definitely IG. At first, it was TikTok, but the algorithm be weird sometimes.
The
man.
algorithm's
Did you get on
racist.
it early, or did you get on it like?
I was
The
waiting for
algorithm's
somebody to say it.
racist.
I was waiting for somebody to say it.
They're racist. They don't like black people.
Well, like I'm not going to immediately endorse, the way Bill feels about this. So just in case, I'm looking forward to sponsorships off TikTok in the
I
future.
watched the very
so-
first episode Around the Couch. We already did that little like disclosure. All of our opinions
Sure
are
did.
separate,
Let
not
this
the
man-
same.
This
Speak
is
his
my own
mind, but-
opinion. This is me. This is Bill's opinion.
Just
They
for
don't
safety
think that.
measures. Just for safety measures. But no, yeah, it's definitely IG, and I think it's because I don't know. I talk to people, and just the general idea that I've gotten from what some of the feedback that I've gotten from people is that a lot of people like to learn on IG. A lot of people like to learn on IG, and I see it through my engagement and the views that I'm getting and stuff like that. Even though that's something I don't focus on as much because I'm not really worried about that. I'm really just worried about having fun and just expressing myself as much as I can through my content. Yeah. And so, yeah, I just see that. People really like to learn on there. And on TikTok, obviously, you have to be more out there, more flashy, more like a really just, kind of like with the type of content my man Kurt makes over here. It's
with
just
brother,
like,
brother.
you just, he throws it at you immediately. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about Kurt's content. Is he just dives straight into like the punchline, and he has you laughing right off the bat.
Look.
Whereas with you juxtapose it with my type of content and why I'm on IG, it's like it's a bit. I have to take a bit more of my time with it. I'm trying to do this thing where I'm actually going faster, where I'm presenting the information and trying to employ humor as best as I can, because obviously people have very short attention spans. So that's something I'm really working hard at trying to do right now. It's difficult, but yeah, people like to learn on IG, and so it's kind of the best way to foster my content at this point.
With just
And
understand-
YouTube is actually really great too. Yeah,
Really?
why am I leaving out YouTube? Yo, YouTube Shorts is insane.
Are you Really?
YouTube Shorts is insane.
I've been trying to utilize that. Okay.
Yo, I'm telling you, you use the right hashtags. I think anybody can get a whole bunch. Because it's crazy. Like I'm telling you, like on YouTube, you know, when you normally upload a YouTube video, you just have to hope for the best.
Pray. Like literally,
you have to hope
pray,
for your
yeah.
network, like really, you know, helps push your content for you. But when I tell you that when you start utilizing YouTube Shorts and you just find the right hashtags for yourself, and shoot, I don't even want to worry about metadata at this point. Just if you just really dive into it, and you probably put out at least, you know, a video a day, and you're just having fun with your content, doing whatever it is. Like I really think anybody can get a serious amount of engagement off of it. It's just they're giving creators an opportunity. They're giving new creators an opportunity. It's strange, but it really works for new creators. So you know, yeah, that's. But if I had to pick one or the other, no, I'll still say IG. I'll still say IG. Like YouTube is insane, but I'll definitely still say IG because definitely more people just like to engage on there and learn from my content for the most part.
And if there was like a new app that came out, would you want to get on it early, or would you want to stay to what you're comfortable with? Because I know someone like Gary Vee, he always promotes the idea of like if anyone who got on TikTok early, they're doing good now. And a lot of the new apps that come out, if you get on it early enough, you can get a lot more like viewership and you can build up a lot faster. So if a new app came out, would you want to stick to what you're comfortable with, or would you want to take the chance of like posting a different content, or maybe like the similar content, or like just post the same content that you already post on IG?
I don't have a problem at all with this expanding. I've never had a problem with that. Shoot, I was one of the first people to be on this app that came out a while ago. Unfortunately, it's dead now. But I was one of the first people on this app called Byte. I used to make just a whole bunch of weird videos on there.
Was it BYT? Was it
Don't
BYT?
do that, Kurt. Don't do that,
I
Kurt.
wasn't on Byte.
You know exactly. No,
Nigga,
I'm not
I
saying
wasn't
you
on
were.
no Byte.
Well, he literally
But I know
said
you knew about it.
Oh, yeah,
I
you
know
knew about it. Yeah, you knew
definitely
about
I
it.
was on Byte.
Was it?
Yeah.
I knew
BYT?
you was on Byte.
Yeah,
I think I
but
heard
I
about
never
it.
said you were
never
on
knew
Byte.
It was like
what
BYTE.
Oh,
BITE is called Byte.
Is it
Is that what it's called?
BYT?
BYT.
Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah,
BY.
yeah, yeah.
I'd
Oh, it
never
died?
heard
It
about
already
it.
died?
It was like this up and coming app that was created by the original, by the person who created Vine, and so I guess he was just trying to piggyback off of that. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I didn't stick around long enough to find out. Unfortunately, because I think it got to a point where, you know, I really love the creators on there. I love the community, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I'm not going to say, oh, I stopped being on there because the engagement was terrible. I'm not one of those people. I just really think it got to a point where, I think I remember a lot of people didn't really like the management, and neither did I. And so I really like the app, and I love the community, and I still stay in touch with those people to this day. I really like the community.
Okay.
So I have certain people that I reach out to, talk to, can collab with, and stuff like that. But I think a lot of people just ended up leaving because of the management. It was supposed to be next up, which was crazy. I mean, there were a few times it trended on Twitter. I'm not going to say it was going to overtake TikTok, but it was definitely next up because, you know, you saw a whole bunch of different big YouTubers calling it out, you know, from, you know, Casey Neistat to, you know, I wish I could name a few more off the top of my head, but yeah, Marquise Brownlee.
Okay.
You had a whole bunch of people calling out saying, "Oh, everybody quickly flock to this app and get your accounts. Like this app is next up. Like this is our app." You know what I mean? If you want to go back to the old days of Vine, this is our app, and we were putting a twist on it as creators. You know, we were like, we're not the take a video here and take another video here. We were extremely creative with it. Like we were, you know, we had you know, artistic creators. We had, you know, people like me who were stitching different videos together, but it's hard to explain. But a lot of people got extremely creative on it. It was completely different from what we were doing on Vine, but it was still similar in some respects, but it was just just more fun. It was very diverse. Was
there
you know,
like was it the same seconds as Vine? Like you had like the same 6 seconds, same like 7 seconds, or did they expand kind of like how TikTok kind of has like the certain amount of, you can go however much time?
They started doing this thing where they increased the time.
Okay.
It was at one point, I think, 6 seconds. Then they raised it to 8. Then they raised it to 16. And then I think they raised it to 30. But at that point, I think I was off of it, unfortunately. So, I mean, because, yeah, and I remember a lot of people were going back and forth on about it too. Like, oh, leave it at 8 seconds. Like, let's make sure it's, the mind that, it used to be. And what the heck is wrong with you? What was that?
It was like a fly or some shit. My bad.
Also, I thought you were like, nah, dude, forget what this man is saying. Come to TikTok. Come back to TikTok. But nah, yeah. Shoot. That was then, and this is now. Shoot. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I hope that answers your question.
That was a great answer.
Thanks, man.
That was a very concise answer. All right.
Appreciate that.
You wanna?
Yes. Do you have any, like, since you're into the whole, like, science and tech now, do you have any inspirations?
It's a really good question, man.
Because you know how some, like,
Yeah.
my inspirations might be different from
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So who are
'Cause-
your inspirations?
Because even in college, I was coming up with an ego. So I was like, ain't nobody inspired me. I'm the only man doing this out here. Ain't nobody else being creative in science and tech. Heck, we don't even get that much representation as black people in science and tech. So yeah, I'm the first
Yup.
to do this. I'm coming in on my own. I'm going to be the next Tupac of I'm going to be the Tupac of this. That was my mindset coming up. But nah, over time, more and more, I began to, find a few people along the way who I really appreciated, definitely respected. Probably throw Neil deGrasse Tyson out there, obviously.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Why are you saying thank you like
Because
that?
I was telling Kurt about it, and Kurt just didn't know anything about him at all.
Really?
I didn't know who he was. I just never knew what he was. Like, I seen the face.
The
Yeah.
grass
I just
Tyson.
didn't know, like, what he was.
Yeah, man. He's from what I remember, he's an astrophysicist to be specific. But yeah, he's definitely a great guy. He's all over Twitter. He's definitely becoming a bit more. He's definitely putting himself out there a bit more. He used to be a bit professional with it, but now he's
Thank
kind of
you.
like a.
His
He's
TikTok
kinda-
videos are ridiculous now. It just going all over the place
he's
now.
different now.
ridiculous.
He's different now. But I kind of like that. I
Yeah.
kind of like that. Shit. Who else would I throw out
What
there?
about Marquise Brownlee?
I feel like he's a combination of both, honestly.
Technica.
I see a combination of both, like Neil and him.
You guys are gonna get mad at me. I don't really tune into Marquise.
No, it's fine. I don't like
that.
Technica either.
I think you're a way funnier version of him.
No,
Like,
Yeah, you're definitely putting them. I hate
like
Technica.
I feel like he presents some similar topics, but then you're like really funny about it, and I like your videos.
thanks, man. I mean, look, now Marquise seems like. No,
Why are you trying to let him know?
I definitely got to check out like one or two of his videos. I know what he does. You know what I mean? He does kind of like those reviews on, technology coming out from the
Yeah.
companies we see today, like Microsoft and Apple and stuff like that. I guess none of that has really piqued my interest. It's interesting, but I guess I've always delved more on the side of, what are the revolutionary things that are
Yeah.
going on in society today? I think that I think that's one thing I don't want people to get mixed up about me. I'm not really this all-around, all-knowing God when it comes to science and tech. I'm really just focused on kind of like the revolutionary things that
Okay.
I see a lot of startups doing nowadays, and so I tend to focus a lot on all that different stuff, from nanobots being injected into people's bodies or CRISPR gene editing technology, like that stuff. Like, it really like drives me insane because I'm like, like, what are we gonna do with this in the future? You know what I mean? How is it going to impact people's lives? How are people going to have conversations around this? And obviously people are already having conversations around it. Some people think it's bad. Some people think it's good. But again, I just try to focus on the positive side of things and what it can do for the future of, humanity. And so, yeah, no, but I'll definitely check out Marquise.
You don't need to.
I think there's the thing about Marquise that I'm not going to lie. Okay, I'll be completely honest here. There are times where I kind of zoned out from Marquise, and I don't have anything against him personally. I'm sure he's a very awesome dude. I remember there was a time where the Black Lives Matter movement was really on fire, and he didn't really say much. And I guess I was kind of expecting him to speak a bit more on it. Mm-hmm. It's weird. I think he was just on Twitter one time, and he was talking about how he recognized that he was a black man and that these are issues that he faces every day. But I think I ended up watching one of his full-length videos on YouTube, and I think he delves more into it, and he just kind of pivots around it like, this is something that we're all facing, and I hope we get through it type mentality, as opposed to really talking about, the things that, are impacting him and us every single day as a people, and, whether or not he stands with us and how we're going to get past this, grow past this. not to say that particular thing blew me. I'm just saying I've seen like tidbits. You know, when you see kind of tidbits of a person's, you know, how they think,
actually
their
are,
personality, and you kind of zone out from them and their content.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't have anything against the person. He's an awesome dude. Respect him, appreciate him, love what he's doing, especially as a black man. But I just tend to gravitate more towards, you know, people who are just. I don't want to sound messed up like this. I just want to say, you know, 9 times out of 10, you're just gonna find me gravitating more towards people who just are not afraid to kind of, just kind of really put themselves out there. Like, yo, this is what I represent. This is who I am, type stuff. You know, as opposed to kind of on the sidelines, tap dancing around the issue. Like, nah, show me who you are. You know, that'll make me appreciate and respect you even more and tune into your content. You know, I just analyze people like that. That's just me. It's just a personal thing.
Okay.
But again, no beef. I don't have anything against him. But I love that dude. You know, he's awesome. Like, I don't want to, you know, have anybody misconstrue my ideas about him, or, you know, have anybody kind of twist my words around this or whatever it is. That's just how I kind of personally feel about that. So that's kind of why I tuned out. But no, I should definitely check him out.
No, that makes sense. I think if Marquise Brownlee's really, I don't think he like, cause from what you're saying, the type of technology he shows off is literally just like, oh, this is the new iPhone 13 that came out last week, or oh, this is the new like iPhone 14 that's gonna come out this time. I don't really ever see him like do anything like, oh, nanobots are gonna be doing this, or we can have this type of technology that's gonna save the world. So I can see why he might.
No, but that's not what he's going for.
Yeah,
Again, like I
exactly.
see the value that he provides to people. You know, he's reviewing these, you know, these current day technologies that a lot of people are obsessed with, like techies.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They love seeing, you know, what goes into making the new iPhone. They love seeing how, you know, they love seeing someone review it so they can determine whether or not they want to buy it. You know, I definitely think there's value in that. I love him for that. I respect him. I appreciate his work. Like, I'm not saying that's the reason I don't watch him. I'm just saying, couple the fact that I've seen tidbits of kind of who he is, and with the fact that, you know, I'm just more, again, I kind of gravitate more towards like the revolutionary things and revolutionary individuals per se. That's kind of always been my my forte, you know. So I don't know if that's the greatest way in the world to put it. I really hope my words aren't misconstrued, but that's kind of how my day-to-day mind works, is where I'm always looking for the best of people.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then incorporating that into my feed, my content, what I ingest and digest every single day on social media.
Yeah.
That's all it really is. I don't pay, you know, any close attention to stuff that just doesn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
That's
know.
the best way to put it.
100% great answer. 110% great answer. Yes, sir. You look like you wanted to say something.
Yeah. So what do you think about Elon Musk?
Man, that's a great question.
Oh, that is a good
'Cause
question.
I really like him, but I know a lot of people don't like him.
I have beef with that, man, you know. The
That's
Hyperloop.
a great question, dude. I'm
'Cause,
telling you.
he's really part of the revolutionary stuff, and also
Yeah,
I guess
I
some stuff
know.
I can see him like that you might like, and that's my man's right there on the TV.
I know, bro.
Hyperloop.
I know. It's crazy. I haven't really even come to my conclusion on how I feel about him yet, because obviously on one side, you know, he's very revolutionary, like the stuff that he's trying to do, Hyperloop, Neuralink, SpaceX. He's insane. I love his drive. I love his passion. I love how he's trying to
Yeah,
get
the
us to
passion
Mars.
is good, yeah.
I love it. But on the other hand,
Oh,
you
my
know,
gosh.
I don't like the fact that, you know, his employees have complained about, especially black employees who've, you know, complained about discrimination and, you know, all this other stuff that's been going on in, you know, his workplaces. I don't like the fact that he kind of dismisses, you know, the idea that, you know, I kind of don't like the fact that he kind of dismisses the movement in a way by saying things like, oh, you know, everybody should have an opinion, and it's not that we shouldn't worry so much about what other people say. It's just that, you know, everybody has a voice, and so those people shouldn't be such babies about it. I didn't really like the dialogue that he used. It just kind of seems like he's dismissive of the things that are really going on in this country and that he needs to consider. That's why I was kind of scared when he purchased Twitter. I'm not going to lie, because like you can literally see one of my tweets. It's literally just me saying like, Elon, what are you gonna do? Eyes emoji. Because I'm just like, does this mean you're gonna bring back Donald Trump? Like, what is it? You know,
That's
what I mean?
the first
Like,
thing I thought he was gonna do.
It's like I don't have a problem with freedom of speech, but it's like when you don't realize just how much your words have an impact on people's lives, and I think that's something that more people need to start understanding more and more every single day. If you really don't understand how your words are negatively impacting people's lives, then you're out of the loop. Like, period. Prime example, Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre. Like, people, like, literally just the words of a white woman who was in the elevator of a black man by saying, "Oh, he raped me," or that, this and that. It ended up destroying an entire black community. Just her word, which is insane. And so if you think about the fact that even people's words today can have that much of an impact, you just don't see it because you choose to not see it, or it's just, oh, you know, we live in a perfect world. Like, words have impact.
Yeah.
Words have a lot of impact. And so I want people to just start being more sensitive to that. And I know it sounds a bit PC, and I know a lot of people could probably get mad at me for saying it, but I'm keeping it real, because I like to consider myself as an individual who's just more, you know, privy to the world and what's going on in it, and I try to educate myself every single day. It's not just science and technology. Like, whether it's social issues, whether it's, you know, it doesn't matter what it is. I'm constantly trying to educate myself and understanding what's going on with the LGBTQ community, what's going on with the trying to find the right term to use here, because I know a lot of Hispanic people don't like it, or Latinos. When you say the Latinx term, it just.
But still, what do you want us to say? The Latinx community.
Or the Latin. How do you feel about, you know, individuals using the Latinx term to, you know, define kind of like the Latino community?
It's fine.
Yeah, but anyway, it's just besides the point. You know, from, you know, the Latino community, LGBTQ community, literally doesn't matter what community you come from. I'm always kind of tuned in to what's going on in those communities. What can I do to, you know, be more careful with my words and what I say and how they impact people, and, you know, but obviously it doesn't discourage me from speaking my mind. I'll definitely speak my mind. I'm not one of those, you know, I'm on my Kendrick Lamar vibes. Like,
Tired.
You know, I'll say what I got to say. You know, I'm definitely not afraid to speak my mind, but at the same time, I do have a certain type of understanding now where I know that when I'm going in and I'm speaking on something, I have to be aware of the impact it's having on people's lives. So, yeah.
Okay. Girl, you look ready to say something too. You guys always look ready to say something before I can say something. Go ahead.
Say something.
No, go ahead. Say something, my brother.
Say something.
Say something. Say something, brother.
Say something.
Just say it, man.
So, since we're on, like,
What'd you say?
I'm talking.
What'd you say?
I'm
I couldn't hear you.
talking.
What'd you say?
Confused. So, since we're on the topics of the Elon Musk, I don't know if she correlates, as some would say, but it's been
As some would say.
It's been news. Yesterday it was released. Jada Pinkett Smith is going to talk about
What?
I thought you about to say Amber Heard's.
I thought you were gonna say the same thing too.
What happened?
Amber Heard.
Why you calling her
Dang,
Amber
Maria, what
Heard?
you be doing?
Don't do that.
You
That's
gotta choose to be
disrespectful.
called Amber
Hey,
Heard.
she ain't Amber
Whoa,
Heard.
Bill, I see a bruise on your face. What's going on,
I
bro?
do too.
I'm black
going
as hell. What are you
on?
talking
I
about?
see some rings on.
I'm
Maria's
black as
hair.
hell.
She's smiling
What
and
is
smirking.
going on?
I'm literally
us.
no. This is what
When
they
you
always
got-
We're
do.
exposing the truth.
When it's
I'll let
off,
them
you
do
can
that.
talk to us and have a conversation.
I'm black as hell. How do you see the bruises?
Yo, she's making some faces and everything towards Bill now, giving some death threats.
I'm literally
know.
black as hell. How do you see bruises? Anyways, what were we even talking? You
I was
guys.
saying,
All right,
Sorry for these goofs.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah.
Who?
Sorry.
Okay, what did Jada Pinkett Smith say?
She said.
Man, going to
She
talk
said
about
to-
celebrity pop culture.
My
all day,
goodness.
She said.
Who is this guy?
Yesterday, she's having a red talk table soon about the Will Smith slap. Me personally, I think it should be just dropped because I feel like the shit died down already. But by her talking about it over again, I feel like it's making it worse.
Didn't she just say that? And I quote, "I hope that Will Smith and Chris Rock can get together, like can reconcile this." I was like, who are you?
That's what I'm
Who
saying.
are you?
So I wanted to hear like if
Who
y'all
are
had
you?
some takes on that shit. I feel like she should just drop the shit. It should just be dropped
Why is she even speaking? She wanted there to be peace and healing. She wanted there to be healing.
red talk table.
I support
seems to
her.
make
Freedom of
shit work.
speech. I
Freedom
support
of
her.
speech. I'll smack the
Freedom of speech.
bald
And, you know,
ass.
she has a right.
alopecia head.
Look, man. Look, man. I think that whatever's going on between Will and Jada, I hope they sort it out. That's honestly the best way I can put it. Because, I mean, let's keep it real. We see reflections of their relationship in society. You know what I mean? A lot of people deal with this stuff. I mean, a lot of people are in relationships they know they shouldn't be in. I mean, I think they openly admitted it at one point. Like,
Bad marriage for life.
yeah, like it's like if you know you don't want to do this, then, and I know it's a lot easier said than done. I'm not an idiot.
Yeah.
I know people are trapped in marriages, and theirs is particularly very expensive, so it'd be really hard to get out of. But yeah, man, at the end of the day, I really hope they figure out their situation, because it just, we see reflections of their relationship all the time in society, and I think it's just a matter of knowing what works for you, trying to grow and develop as an individual, and kind of finding the courage to take the necessary steps that you need to take in order to, you know, put yourself in a better position. How do I personally feel about Jada and Will? That's a whole nother conversation. I mean, Will, obviously, I mean, look. Oh man, you guys are really gonna have me delve in here.
Yeah. Delve in. Jump in.
I feel like we might. I feel like we're now. Yeah. I feel like we're talking too much about this drama.
What?
I
What?
wonder if there was any more questions y'all had.
No,
about
this is
my-
perfect.
my
Keep delving in.
content, because at this point, man,
Keep
I'm
delving in.
gonna be making enemies left and right, man. Yeah.
I don't mind if Willie Boy and Alopecia girl get mad at me. It's fine. Alopecia, wishy.
No, man. I mean, look,
Getting banned off TikTok now.
I don't really have. Look, I don't think that. I mean, obviously, we're all in agreement. Will obviously shouldn't have slapped Chris.
Yes.
And obviously, we know how the black community feels about it. If we go a bit deeper, particularly with black women, they might have felt like it was warranted because it symbolizes symbolizes the fact that black men are finally beginning to stand up for them. That's the symbolism there. And so that's where the appreciation factor comes from. Though it wasn't right, they like the symbolism there, and they respect it and they appreciate it. But I think we can all just, agree on the fact that it wasn't right that, he slapped him. In terms of the way Jada feels, but I mean, I don't... Look, man, you know what I mean? Like, look,
Yeah, Jada.
shoot, how do I feel? Look, man, Jada's just being Jada.
Yeah,
you know,
literally.
she's just. Look, man, like ever since she lost Tupac.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? I
It
don't
ain't
know.
been the same.
Yeah, it just. Yeah. Look, I mean, I just hope that they both are able to learn and grow, and whether that's apart or together, I just hope they find something that works out for them. And like, yeah, man, it's just the ups and downs of a relationship.
Yeah.
It's just the ups and downs. That's all it really is. And my thing is, it just shouldn't be on social media. Like, stop putting it out there.
And I agree
You know
with
what I
that
mean?
too. Yeah.
But like my man's Ali said, there's nothing wrong with saying what you want to say. So I don't really have a problem with her doing that. It's just I just feel like maybe these conversations need to be had with people beforehand, before they kind of air out their dirty laundry. Because I have seen clips, of her recording Will.
I
and
was
he
gonna
didn't
talk
really
about that
seem
right
like
now.
He was with
Yup.
it. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
I
have
saw that video. Actually.
Was gonna actually talk about
Have a-
that.
He
Clip.
got mad in that video, right?
He was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I saw the way he
yeah.
responded, and I kind of felt it in my heart, because I was like, this is actually something that I dealt with, like, in my past relationship. So it's like, dang, like, I really feel what he's going through, and I just wish that those conversations were being had behind the scenes, because he really didn't look happy in that video. Like, he looked like he was done.
He really wanted to like just walk out of that room. It looked like.
Yeah, I didn't like that video. I didn't like that.
And I think what was that? That was like Jada trying to. That was a promotion for her Red
Yeah,
Talk
it was a
table. Yeah.
promotion, and
She was like, "How did our therapist do?" And Will was like, "My face is like my brand. You can't just like record me without my consent. Can
yeah,
you stop?"
He
And
said
she-
something along the
yeah.
I
lines
think
of that. And-
that sounds really familiar. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I don't know. I'm trying to be that guy where I try to understand both sides of the situation. One person can say, "Oh, well, Jada didn't know." I understand it, but at the same time, it's like
Yeah.
you got to have those conversations. You got to have those conversations behind the scenes. Like if somebody doesn't want to be recorded, like me, I don't like being recorded. unless give my permission. Like that's why I hardly ever post my stuff on social media, and if I do, I'm probably just drunk or something.
Well, she recorded. She could at least like not posted it then.
So I just post all my memes. That's all I do. I just love posting memes. I love memes. But nah, yeah. Shoot, that's enough of that. Like,
Yeah,
let's pivot.
She has her conversations and her dibbles and dabbles on her
Dibbles and dabbles.
podcast called whatever.
The Red
Table,
Talk.
Blue Table. But what about yours? You have
I would love
Boys
to hear
in
about
the
this.
Wild and ATS. So talk about those.
Talk
two.
about that.
Enough
Playboy.
of the Red Talk.
Yeah, man. So yeah, my podcast, the ATS Podcast, basically talk about scientific and technological developments that are helping change the world. Trying to err on the side of futurism more. So that's one way to answer the question of what's next, is that I want to expand more. I want to go back to what I was doing when I originally started the podcast, where I was just talking about weird stuff.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about it with people and how it positively impacts people's lives. So right now I'm just talking with guests who are in the area of Maryland,
Yeah.
whether it's, like my professors or, friends I went to school with who started life-changing businesses. Like I literally just did, a podcast with one of my closest friends, Audrey Awesome, who, started a company called Noble Uprising, which helps empower black women,
Okay.
helps them find, job opportunities and helps educate them as well. I'm talking, to people like that, and it's great, but I think I kind of left the futurism aspect out of it, and just looking at groundbreaking, revolutionary technologies and stuff like that. So that's probably the best way to answer, what's next up, is I want to focus more on those things. And you'll see more of that when I continue my podcasts. Boys in the Wild, shoot. We just having fun, man. We just doing what y'all are doing. Y'all inspired us, man. Like, I was listening to one of y'all's podcasts. I was like, yo, I just want to just talk about stuff, that people be going through every single day, not just science and tech, like issues like.
I appreciate the shout out, because like it's funny you say you.
It's funny.
We inspire you when you started like the podcasting like a little bit way before. So me personally, I appreciate.
I appreciate that too, man.
Yeah, man. It feels really good just to be able to talk about things that are bothering people and kind of help put them into perspective. And so I've always appreciated y'all's work. And with the Boys in the Wild podcast, me and my friends for college, got my man Brian Roa, Richard Chibuyi, but we both went to the Robert H. Smith School of Business at the University of Maryland. And we were like, yo, like we used to always have these talks at night in the parking lot, yep. near one of our class buildings, and we would just talk about random stuff. We would talk about the LGBTQ community. We would talk about a whole bunch of things. Obviously, not in a negative light.
Yeah.
Just want to put that out there. I'm a big supporter. We would just talk about a whole bunch of different stuff, and I think it just got to a point where we were like, yo, we want to be able to talk about all these things and help put them into perspective and help people learn from it. And so that's why we decided to, do the podcast. It's like, who wouldn't want to, talk about what's going on in the world? Kind of like Hendrix's latest album, and just kind of help put things into perspective for people. Like, we got a podcast that's coming out this week, I believe. We talk about whether or not men should be vulnerable, or how vulnerable men should be. And I think that'll be a really interesting conversation. So, yeah, I think people will like it. But yeah, that's.
I'm definitely tapping into that episode. I'm definitely tapping in.
And when does it come out one more time?
Yeah, when does that episode come out? I want to know.
That actually comes out this Friday.
This Friday.
Yeah, so it's till tomorrow. Shoot,
Tomorrow, right?
Well, tomorrow.
when this episode goes up.
I don't even know when this episode goes up. I don't even know.
But definitely more conversations like that to be had in the future. I think it was a great one. We also had a special guest on. Y'all will see who it is.
Okay.
Y'all don't know who it is, but to be
We'll
honest,
see who it is,
he's
though.
really low key. He's really low key.
Okay.
But yeah, shoot. It's a great conversation. Hope a lot of people tune in. And so that kind of helped me get out of my comfort zone when, the Boys in the Wild podcast, by just going into that area more, as opposed to just, talking about science and tech all the time. Not that I don't like it. I love it to death. But, part of me just wants to just, lay back and kind of really voice my opinion, as a progressive-ass dude.
Yeah.
And, on subjects, that are, constantly impacting people every single day. And, yeah, sorry for cursing again.
Oh, you're good now. He's gone. My nephew's gone now.
Y'all are bad. This podcast is now becoming a bad influence, man.
No,
Like,
no,
y'all
no.
got me cursing. Now
Okay,
man.
well, hold
Yeah,
on.
you can say
No,
whatever.
if you've heard Glizzy G, every sentence he says is a cuss word,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Like
once
every
once my nephew was
sentence.
gone, y'all good.
Yeah, like this has been the most G-rated. I can actually say this episode's for kids now.
Yeah.
You know, I can actually say that. I might get some views.
Yeah, man. It's just, it's always, I'm sorry, it's a reflex. It's always been a part of my brain. I'm just like, oh, I want to reach little kids too. But I think I'm past that point.
Yeah,
I
like,
think my
Sound like
content
it.
has become pretty outrageous too. So
our first episode
I'm
we
just like,
tried.
yeah. So that's just the vibe with that. But yeah, shoot. Hopefully that answers your question on information about the podcast.
It does. It really does. Any goals for 2020?
Ooh, 2022.
2022.
2022. You
Sounds
2
like,
years
am I
back.
going back in
That's
time?
great. I'm drunk.
Kurt knows about some technology that we don't.
Like, nah.
Time machine.
You said goals for 2022,
Yeah.
dude. Shoot. Yeah, man. Just definitely having more conversations with awesome people on the podcast. Definitely stepping my short video game up because I know I don't post as much as I usually do, but you know I've kind of been dealing with this thing called life.
Yeah.
You know, and when it
Facts.
hits, it hits hard. You know what I mean? So it's just the goal is to pretty much be very consistent. Make sure, just kind of delve in a bit more when it comes to, you know, science and tech. Like I was saying before, kind of exploring more revolutionary technologies on the podcast as opposed to short videos all the freaking time, and you know, really drawing those conversations out. And yeah, man, hopefully from there continuing to kind of grow the content. Definitely travel more. Shoot, if I can. Definitely
Where to,
travel
where
more.
to?
That's been a lot of places, man. It's crazy. I've grown up in Gaithersburg all my life. I've never had the opportunity to really go out and just see the world. You know, like simple places. You know, like L.A., Texas, shoot, Las Vegas. You know, like places, and those are just places in the U.S. But obviously outside the U.S., shoot, like Korea, Japan. Probably not
Egypt,
Russia right now.
Probably not. You say what?
Egypt,
Definitely not
Egypt.
Ukraine. Yeah, man, I definitely want to go back to Africa, man. I definitely West Africa, man. Go back to where it all started, you know.
Where it all
Get to see, you know, the clan that raised the sheriffs, you know.
Have you ever gone back or no?
You know what I mean? Hopefully, hopefully they'll be accepting. You're like, who?
Africans are very
Who's the
accepting
American?
people. Unless you're too American.
Have you been back to Africa?
When I was like 7.
Word.
Yeah.
I hear they're like, and I know a lot of people over here in America always feel some type of way about it, but when you get over there, it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, and so yeah, okay.
It's lovely, but I think we stayed there a bit too long, and when you're a kid, you don't want to stay there too long. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I got sick there too, got malaria, so that wasn't fun. So.
Yeah, I hear there are a heck of a lot of mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Because my sister was over there for a while. She's in med school,
Okay.
and so she went over there, I think, to help out with the program and stuff like that. And she came back with like, shoot, I don't even want to put her business out there. Let me shut up.
Don't expose her, don't dox her now. What you
No,
doing?
Just know it has a lot to do with mosquitoes. That's it. Just know it has a lot to do with mosquitoes.
Okay.
So, but yeah, yeah, man, definitely want to travel the world. I think everybody wants to travel the world, but no, I really want to travel.
That was a Kurt really now. That was a Kurt really. That was a
Not coming out on you.
yeah.
Nah, like you know what I mean?
Really want to travel.
I'm on that Charlie Bucket vibe from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Like I want it bad.
I
like,
want it.
you know,
Yo, Kurt's,
like I want it more than any of them.
Kurt's face
You know
right
what I
now,
mean?
bro.
I just found the golden ticket to success. To success. And Kurt, you're coming with me.
And you're coming with them
coming with me. I'm taking you with
on the chocolate factory.
Come here, Curtis. Come here, Curtis.
But nah, yeah, man. Yeah, shoot. But other than that, yeah, man, that's pretty much just the plan. Grow the content, hopefully make enough money this year to start traveling more. So,
Yeah,
yeah, man, that's the vibe.
that's the vibe, man.
So yes, speaking of technology, so whose team were you on? Team Amber Heard's or Team Johnny Depp?
Oh, man.
Have to do with technology.
It was broadcasted. It was broadcasted.
That's a terrible Way to dive into the next
Y'all are gonna
topic.
keep
It was
dragging me back into the
broadcasted.
celebrity.
Was it not broadcasted? Did technology not?
That has nothing to do with
Did,
technology.
did technology not?
There's only one team you
Did
can
technology? Wait, was technology not used in the whole court case? Like,
You
but
see how I did the
I
spin
knew y'all were gonna drag me back into.
I don't
this,
see
man.
what you. No.
You see,
It doesn't matter what you did.
you see this, what I said
I don't
about
see.
the red talk. Then I spun off into his podcast. That makes sense.
that makes sense.
I like how Kurt's
Is it
breaking
because I'm
down
brown?
right now.
Wait. Is it because I'm brown?
That's it.
Is it because I'm brown?
It could be.
It could be. Oh.
It could
Is it
be.
because I'm Muslim?
Could be.
Oh.
Oh.
Yo,
Man.
I need this clip for his future career.
Nah,
But
I
you-
mean,
And ending it right now.
You could have
ending
been
it
like,
right now.
you
before
could have
it's
been
done.
like speaking about future trips. It's crazy.
Did he
that,
get the point? Did I guess get
but
the
no,
point?
You
Look,
could have
I
been.
made him
You could have
laugh.
been.
I
No, but
made
you
him
could have been
laugh.
like, dang. Speaking about trips, Johnny Depp took a trip to England yesterday when they got that verdict about Amber Heard. You know what I'm saying?
that would've
been
Ding,
one
ding,
way of
ding.
doing it.
Speaking of
Hey.
trips, Conor McGregor and Johnny Depp had a drink, recently in England.
Did they actually?
Yes. I
Did they-
posted it on my story. I guess
wait,
you
are
don't
you
watch
dead
it.
serious?
Yeah.
I didn't see it on your story.
So they made up.
Genuinely.
Everything is-
Wait, Johnny Depp and Conor McGregor?
Oh no, I thought I heard you say Johnny Depp.
Never heard Johnny Depp.
She just.
They just dapped each other up.
She just
Hey.
Oh, actually, no,
Yeah,
wait.
Johnny,
Real-
you
real
won,
quick,
I won. Let's go
real
get
quick.
drinks.
Speaking,
I'm not gonna pay you
speaking of that,
15
her
mil.
attorney just.
The head is like Turk from Tarzan.
Speaking.
You are.
Dang.
I mean, look.
Speaking of that, her attorney was just on a show. Her attorney was on the show. Yeah, this show's is going off the rail, bro. This show has gone off the rails.
If y'all really want my opinion, I mean, let's see. How would I go about doing this? Because I know.
The fact that you have to think, that's
I like
ridiculous.
your
That's
hair.
crazy.
Yeah, no.
Very
Here's the thing. It's
strategic.
That's crazy.
look, man. I'm a pretty progressive dude.
We
I
need
say
cancel
that-
culture right now. He's thinking. The answer is clear.
No, because here's the thing. I don't think that. Look, man. I don't know all the matters of the case, and I don't know if everything that was being said about what Amber, was doing to him was true. As again, I haven't been paying too much close attention to it. Then yeah, if he was falsely accused and all this different stuff, and he made off with the 15 mil, all right, bet good for him. But I'm just the type of person where I just kind of try to look at things from like a broader perspective. I just think that women on a more global scale are just more so to be negatively impacted by these matters.
Yeah,
And I think they don't get paid the amount of respect and attention that they deserve, especially when it comes to matters like this. Like I don't know if this is the correct statistic, but 6 to 8% of cases that are brought about from false accusations happen to be false. The majority are actually true. So it's like I don't like how men are kind of pinpointing on this one issue and like, oh yeah, all right for my man Johnny and down with Amber, and see, females lie all the time, they suck, they're losers. Like, I kind of don't like the rhetoric around it. If you see what's going on in the world and you see what's going on with women every single day, like especially the black women, I don't even have to point it out to you, Bill. It's like like Malcolm X said it best, like black women are like on the lowest end of at the lowest end of
Double
all this.
minority,
It's like it's like I see what people within my group, or even people outside my group, marginalized communities who are going through what we're going through every single day. I see it and I'm privy to it. I understand what's going on, and I especially understand the struggles of women. So when they look at something like this, they can either be like, oh yeah, Amber Heard sucks too, and join in, or just be like, look, like, why are men so tied up in all this? It still doesn't take away from the fact that that women are still extremely impacted by this, like in a negative, or just not impacted by this per se, but just have to deal with matters such as these, but in a way where we know that the man is incorrect every single day, so it's kind of like it's just the kind of the perspective I've tried to take on this whole matter, which is why I haven't paid as much attention to it. Again, big ups to, that man Johnny, if, everything is correct and, the courts handled it. It is what it is, but at the same time, I just feel like, yeah, man, we can't ignore what's going on every single day.
Yeah, I think I'm answering that real quick as a person that watched the whole case. Amber was crazy. It was
That bitch is crazy.
like I want to first of all start off by saying I 100% agree with you by the fact that I think that a lot of times men with this case are really now saying like, oh, look at that, Amber was lying, that means everybody. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it should be. If anything, I've barely ever seen cases where women lie. Like I don't see it too often. If anything, they're always telling the truth. But with Amber's case, there were just so many times on film you could see that she was being recorded saying one thing, and then literally years later she's saying another thing, and when they go back and ask her about it, she can't say, she has no answer to it.
I see.
But at the same time, I also understand, looking at the case, that Johnny is not free of blame, because Johnny also harassed Amber to a lesser extent, way lesser extent. So I see both sides.
Yeah.
So,
No, continue your point. My bad.
No, you're good. I'm just gonna finish off by saying I see both sides, but I just know that both sides aren't free from blame. That's all I know. So,
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I just don't like how the case is being put on a podium.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look at this. This is the perfect example of, how women act, and this isn't right, and why are they canceling all of us, and stop accusing us of rape, and blah, blah, I
Yeah.
just, kill that noise. You know what I mean? It's just, bro,
It's because it's Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
I don't think it's because of him.
you got to see what's going on in the real world. You
Yeah.
got to open your eyes. Like, I'm telling you, like,
More often
like,
than none, there's a lot of cases.
wage discrimination to, wage disparities to, arranged marriages still going on in countries
In
all
a
over the
lot of
world
countries,
with
yeah.
young women. It's like, you have to open your eyes. Like, all this stuff is really impacting women, on a global scale. It's these things are serious, and these are things that women deal with, and I'm conscious of that. I'm aware of that, and it's just really helped shape my perspective. Yeah, I'm a bit biased because I'm progressive, as I said before, and I just, it's just the way I kind of look at things now.
Okay.
Wait, real quick. Do you mean arranged marriages or forced marriages? Because there's a difference. Arranged marriages, both parties have to agree. So if the kid's not agreeing, that's not arranged marriage. It's a
Forced.
marriage.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely forced.
Forced.
Sorry for using the wrong term. but
Forced.
No, I just want to make that
You
clear.
okay?
'Cause it doesn't have to do anything with Muslims.
Doesn't have to do with Muslim,
This man was in an arranged marriage
it's
himself. Like,
You-
It's
like,
about
hold
culture.
on.
It's about culture.
Hold on now. Don't
that was my
disrespect.
chance.
Don't disrespect now.
But nah, yeah,
Yeah.
shoot, that's just how I kind of feel about that.
Okay.
Unless anybody has any pushback.
You have any
Maybe
pushback?
enlighten me more.
You have any pushback?
You
Do you
know,
have
I
any
like being
pushback?
educated.
Do you have any pushback on that?
No, I just want to clear up the arranged marriage and
Oh,
forced
no,
marriage
you're
difference.
good.
Because I think a lot of people have that misunderstanding of what arranged marriage is, what forced marriage is. See, that was pretty funny how that happened. But yeah, for anyone who can't see, I just took the whole stand off.
Nice.
But yeah, I just wanted to make that clear because a lot of people don't understand the difference between forced marriage and arranged marriages.
Definitely.
Arranged marriages has to be both parties have to agree when pertaining to the girl and the guy, and then forced marriage, like one side or both sides are forced into marrying the person. So yeah.
Wrong use of terms. My
That's
bad.
interesting. A lot of times in movies, they'll just always say like, "Oh, arranged marriage," and a lot of the times the parties will both be like, "Oh, I don't want to do this."
It's a
please, no." So,
misrepresentation, and then the stereotypes about around arranged marriage when they automatically see that the parents were the ones who got the two people together, they automatically include things. They automatically include everything into arranged marriage at that point. They don't say like, "Oh, that was a forced thing," and they don't separate those two things.
got you. Okay. The more you know. The more you know. Dang.
Facts.
You have any? Did you even look at the Amber Heard trial? A second of it?
I've seen this shit on it's all
All right, you
funny
good.
on
You good. You
TikTok.
TikToker. You famous
Her
TikToker.
attorney-
You alright.
Her attorney's already on the show, and then they're thinking about they're saying they have enough evidence to appeal the case, and they might try to do it. But they're not saying they're doing it, but they have enough evidence to do it. And
They show the evidence in the first.
they're saying it was stacked against them, and that they. And then she started blaming the jury that like in the end that
What?
the jury was going home and watching stuff and like
The
this and
jury
that.
was literally the jury all was unanimously in favor of Johnny, weren't they?
Yeah, and then from her counter case, she only won one statement that his speaker that
Are you talking about Amber's lawyer?
Amber's
talking about Amber's lawyer.
Yeah, Amber's lawyer.
You're talking about the short-haired white lady?
Yeah.
Elaine.
But no, I do feel that
She was getting clowned the whole
I'm
trial.
not gonna lie, I did see some really funny
Yeah,
clips from the trial.
I'm trying.
I think
I'm-
there was
I'm
like this
trying.
one psychologist, I think, where he was just like, I don't know, he was like kind of playing mind games with like the judge and the prosecutor. I don't know if you saw the clip. I can't remember exactly.
He was
what
on something,
said,
bro. He
but
was on some
had
drugs.
me dying because even Johnny was dying, and it was just like, yeah, this dude's different.
There was the
They
guy.
definitely had some characters.
They had the guy that was in the
in
car
that
that was
trial.
vaping.
Probably the most.
He was like on his way to work.
And he was driving to work. I was like, bro, who is this man? Who is? He's like, oh, some witness. I'm like, bro.
Wait, so like they had him on the.
He was on
stand, but, like,
Zoom. He was on Zoom driving in his car, and he stopped. He hits his vape, and then he's just driving more. I'm like, bro, what? What is this case?
How were they relevant to what happened? Like, how were they?
See, they use technology.
How is that guy relevant? You remember?
Technology to get him.
Oh, technology.
He was Johnny's bodyguard or something.
No, he was I think the hotel manager of that building. Yeah, that specific guy was the hotel manager.
Yeah, man.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
technology.
guess I should have paid more attention than I should have paid more attention more than like because I don't know, man. I kind of zoned out as soon as I started seeing all the because the memes are funny, but
The
I kind of
memes,
just
yeah.
started zoning out when I saw that. Yeah, this is one for the men.
I agree
and
with that, though.
Women need to stop. Like now, free all the other men. You know who've been falsely accused of rape. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, bro, like.
That's
You know, all that
cringe.
stuff just started turning me off. So I just thought, kind of tuning into it. But yeah, man, it's shoot. Hopefully they figure out their situation. That's the best way I can honestly address this. 15 mil.
She gets 2. She gets 2 mil. Word up, you know.
Yeah, she's gonna get 2, and he's gonna get 8,345,000 because
So basically,
the 5 million he doesn't
she's
get.
gonna get it from him. Then
What
she
about
has
the
to
10
give
mil?
it back.
Oh.
So he gets the 10 mil. She has to give the 2 mil, but then in Virginia, the 5 million is capped at 345,000 because I forgot what is the what was the word? He got the 10 mil for the compensation, whatever thingy, and then 5 mils for her actually trying to pension thing. So Virginia has a cap for 345,000, so he's only getting 8,345,000.
That's what I was trying to tell you.
And he has to pay his lawyers, and then so I don't know how much he's actually getting. But his thing is he didn't
Yeah,
even care about the
man.
money. He just wanted to win the case to prove
Yeah,
that hey,
yeah.
he was innocent.
Yeah, I think that's
Disney, let me back, bro. Come on, now.
Yeah,
yeah. I think
she might not even pay back, and I think he might not even care honestly. That I think he just wanted to prove that he's right.
Yeah, he
and
put
I
out
really
a whole
hope Disney
statement on it.
Yeah.
issued
Did
an
he?
apology.
he put out a whole statement.
Was it like a
on
recent, like a recent reason?
Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah.
day
I
he
think
won
I
it.
read it.
Oh.
Both of them did.
I think
Both
I
of them
read it
did.
like this morning. He was just going off about how this case meant everything for me.
Okay.
Clearing my name. It really did seem more about just trying to try his best to clear his name, and as opposed to I need the bread. Because
Yeah.
I think that's I think that's also something a lot of people don't understand about these trials. Like the legal proceedings, they can be expensive, man.
Oh, Johnny's
You got
lawyers
it,
were getting
so
paid like
it's like-
$7.50 an hour.
You know what I mean?
850,
Yeah. So it's
850
like
an hour.
it's
850
like,
an hour,
what's the
bro.
15 mil really gonna mean? Which kind of reinforces the fact that Johnny he was just looking for the dub. Like that's it.
But
He
I
was just
mean-
looking for the dub.
But I
The
think
real
they-
question is whether or not this is how much of an impact this is gonna have on his acting career. Like, is this gonna allow him to come back?
I hope
and
it
stuff
does.
like that.
I know RDJ is already trying to get a movie with him right now.
If we can just get him in small roles or like at least some decent
But I just hope
movies.
Disney issues the apology first, and Universal too.
I don't
You
think
really
Disney
they'll
will.
do it? Yeah. You
I don't
really
think Disney
they'll do
will.
it?
Disney, they might if they have enough what's it called pushback because the Pirates of the Caribbean they just got the scripts for it right now, so they're still trying to determine if they're gonna what's it called choose him or Margot Robbie. So
I feel bad for these companies who have to figure this stuff out. It's just like I know they see all the memes on Twitter, but at the same time they're saying to themselves, "Oh, wait, what is this?"
Knew it.
Let's chill out, nah. That's not. What?
is that Embers?
Even
No
more
way.
disappointed with this verdict.
Yeah, that was Embers.
Yeah, but you always have these companies that are veering to one side, because they're focusing on, they're focusing on the Me Too movement and stuff like that. But when trials come out like this, they have to decide, is there, how much
Exactly.
pushback are we actually seeing? Like, what's going on Twitter? Like, I wonder if they have, a calculator or something to try and figure out the ratio of negative to positive.
Yeah.
On cases like these, so they can make their decisions. It must be really confusing. So I'd hate to, but I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully everybody just figures their stuff out.
Yep. Hopefully they
That's
get
all I
that
can really
together.
say about that.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
man. Any more sex and celebrity gossip?
No. No more celebrity gossip unless it involves Kurt.
What do you think about Kurt's sex tape that came out recently?
What?
What'd you think about that?
He got exposed
got
recently
exposed
on
recently
DMV Daily.
On DMV Dailies,
Wow.
Kirtland Elliott was
Dang,
exposed with 3 big girls.
Wow.
And they were all in one
Well, Kurt
room.
Yeah, I
does-
also saw a guy
Kurt
too.
does
I don't
like
know.
big girls.
What? No.
3 big girls and 1 guy.
No,
2 guys
no.
actually.
What the heck? What's wrong with you? I'm
Viewers who know me.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, don't
know
even
you're a
listen.
horn dog,
So,
yeah.
anyways, Kurt was getting down with them. You know, they was eating, he was eating, they was having a good time, and they was bowling.
Wait,
That's
what
what
was
was
Kurt
going on.
eating?
So that's what was going
And
on.
what were they eating?
They were eating corn dogs. He was eating nachos. I saw it on the Snap story.
Those who want to believe the lies.
Defamation case.
A defamation
alright.
case. A defamation case. Well,
It's
Well,
all right, Kurt.
it's all right, Kurt.
I believe you.
Yeah, we all get exposed, Kurt. It's okay.
Kind of. I'm not.
this
gonna lie.
never happened.
I'm not gonna lie. You do kind of. Damn, you do look like you would probably star in something like
Horn dog.
that. It's like, nah, you my man. He's my man. I'm not gonna do the same thing y'all been doing to him on the podcast. It's my man.
Oh,
I love him.
oh, don't. Yeah, shoot. Why are you touching on his thigh? But anyways, man, I'll touch you in your thigh and let everybody know, man, that it's been a great time, Alwin. We loved having you.
Yeah, definitely,
It
man.
was great to have you. Thank you for talking technology.
That's really on the podcast.
Well, yeah, it is. Now, you put your mic back on and do this outro like you're supposed to.
Funny, man. Did we even really talk about sex?
I don't even know. We kind of talked
We
about
talked a lot about sex and celebrity gossip just now, man. Like,
We talked about the case, which included tech.
Yeah.
Listen, I asked you like 1 or 2 questions, and I tried to ask
Facts,
about your
man.
stuff, but then, hey, Ollie asked you about some random shit. So.
Title for this
Hey,
episode.
you
is
asked
gonna
some
look
great
insane.
questions.
Thank you.
Yeah, you did.
You asked some
I
great
appreciate
questions.
that. Thank you.
I'm just saying.
The nigga says, speaking of technology. how about
Nah, but I loved it. I loved it though. I mean,
Finally, some love on the show. You know, I'm always getting hate. You know, that's why we need a positive guy like you in this world. These negative Nancy's right here.
Technology.
These negative Nancy's right here.
Let's talk about Amber.
And none
Hey,
of them
how did you see the case? How did you see the
I had to
case?
see if they
How
were
did you
on
see the case?
Best Buy
By
commercials
use of
about-
technology. How did you hear about the
Oh
case?
my
I
God.
could see if one of them had Best
Oh
Buy
my God,
commercials
man.
about Texas.
Hey, Alwin, man.
I mean, hopefully this.
How did you see the
They're
case?
actors. They
How
have
did
nothing
you
to
see
Hopefully.
the case?
Hopefully this podcast just gives people a better idea of my perspective. We'll focus on my content later.
We'll focus on this
My
content. later.
perspective on life and
Yes.
my views on social issues and stuff.
And now that you guys have gotten at least a sneak peek of Alwin, make sure to check out his podcast in the description. It's going to be in the description. Both podcasts are going to be in the description as well. Do you have a link tree? Because I could put the whole thing on the link tree. I could put the whole link tree on there.
I got you.
All right, perfect. Yeah, we'll just put all his links there. Just check him out there. And yeah, thanks, Alwin, again for being here and just talking about technology, Amber Heard, and whatever Ali asked you. Appreciate that, and just appreciate you being here with us, bro.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
Yes,
it.
sir.
Love being here. Love being here. It's all love.
Yes, sir. Anything y'all want to say before we dip out? Ali, just say something.
Bye.
All right, Kurt, you want to say something?
I like to say everybody enjoy the rest of their week or weekend junior, as some people
Weekend
may
junior.
say.
Okay.
With that technology.
All right, with that technology,
And then,
yeah.
sorry for the Amber Heard joke, Maria. It was just jokes.
Yeah, that
You had
was
a joke?
disrespectful, man.
I'm sorry, man.
Sorry, man.
I'm
It's
gonna
alright, I
have to hold that
figured.
against you.
Shoot. I'm holding against you. Yeah.
Hold it against me.
Cancel culture, man.
You're canceled. You're canceled.
Hold these nuts.
Alwin, anything you want to say to these beautiful viewers we have?
Bruh, all of your viewers look absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
And you all look beautiful as well.
Thank you.
for
I'm
sharing
pretty
this
hideous, but
experience
thank you. Appreciate that.
Love y'all. Love y'all. It's all love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And this is Old Man Yango, aka Bill, signing out. Bye, guys.